Whoopsie. Okay. Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome back to you didn't see it. Unreal Engine. There we go. Okay. Um, so today, we're just gonna be working on some level design. So, what's kind of going on right now is we've got this mainland, and there's mountains. There's like a mountain range over here. There's sea below. Um, these waterfalls need to go. We'll take care of that later, though. And there's all of these sea stacks. I learned that they're called sea stacks. They're these big piles of rock sticking out of the sea, and they're supporting different parts of this castle. So there's kind of like this general wall, this naval wall that's going around the castle, and then in the center is the like main part of the castle, and then let's see. Over here we have the keep, and then this is just like these are all just like separate rooms, kind of miscellaneous. Um, but those are going to be customized later. And my section is basically the landscape and the outer bridge. So I'm kind of behind on that, but I'm taking care of it now. So that's what we're working on. Um, got some decoration going on here, but not a ton. So time to get started on that. Um, so let's see here. Kind of got this. Well, first of all, the plan with the landscape is to change it up because right now this looks terrible, right? This is all like a checkerboard pattern, but we're using it. Well, we're gonna apply material to this so that it looks more rocky, but we're also going to put some of these rock assets around it so it looks more cobbled. Okay, and the goal is to get kind of this sedimentary, mossy look to these sea stacks. And then this right here, this might be an aqueduct because originally we had it being a river, but then we also have the ocean below, so it doesn't really make sense, obviously. So we might have this turn into an aqueduct. Um, so, anyways, for all these different towers, I'm gonna just have. Hold on, actually, I'm gonna move that to the side. Um, wait a second. Okay, I see. For a second, I thought I had my display capture on. I'm glad I just have it set to Unreal Engine. That is good. Anyway, we are going to. Ooh, there's a new version of GitHub Desktop. That's kind of cool. That's cool. Anyways, we are going to. Right, landscape tool. So I'm gonna get my brush out. We're gonna turn off the fall off because we just want to make a nice clean stack here. And we want to build something right below this tower here. So I'm gonna look down and I see that hole right there. So I'm gonna shrink it a little bit. And we need to set the strength way higher. And I'm just gonna kind of bring that up. Bring it up, up, up. And right now it's looking a little funny. It's not gonna work perfectly with uh, the tower we got going. Gosh dang it. Forgot to turn off my alarms. Here, let's go. Let's turn these off. Boop, boop. All good. Now we're gonna flatten. And the flatten tool, I'm gonna set its mode to both. So it's gonna lower this down, but it's also gonna raise in the area around. So you see what it's doing there? And whoops. I'm gonna raise it now so I can kind of extend this a little bit. Okay. We're gonna have a little bit of stack there. A little something there as well. Okay. I'm gonna actually make a commit. And I'm gonna remove these waterfall pieces. Landscape and cliffs. Why does that show up? What the heck? Weird. Huh. It prompts me to create a new one. I didn't know I was gonna do that. Okay, anyway, let's go shift 1 back to selection mode. I'm gonna select all these waterfall pieces. Waterfall base, waterfall foam. I'm just gonna delete those. And then I'm gonna commit that to GitHub. Castle block. Hold on. 1 second. 1 second here. I'm gonna switch this back. Hold up. I'm gonna switch this back to display capture, so that way you guys can see my whole screen. Okay, so now if I bring up GitHub, okay, you guys can see the full thing. I'm not sure I want to show GitHub though, actually. No, I'm gonna keep it safe just in case it brings up Windows Explorer or something like that. Castle blockout map. Ooh. So essentially, I have this landscape and cliffs as its own sub-level within the entire persistent level. And the entire persistent level is called Castle Blockout Map. Let's see, removed waterfalls. Okay, so I'm gonna push that. Discard changes. Okay, hold on. Okay. This is a bit of the boring part. Let's see, dev. There we go. Remove waterfalls. So right now I'm using GitHub as my source control. Since I'm working with my partner here, my colleague. Okay. All right. Whoa, did not mean to zoom around that much. Okay. Now let's go shift 2 back to landscape mode. And I'm gonna sculpt this up here. to match that. We're going to flatten. And we're just going to do both. We're going to do both. That does not quite line up there. That's okay. And actually, we'll probably landscape. Bridge upper section. Okay. Oh, right. Yeah. So this is the bridge lower section. That's the bridge upper section. So what exactly does that start? Okay, it starts right there. Nice. Okay, now I know that. Whoops. We're actually going to lower that. Got this guy here. You know what? Actually, let's go back to select mode. Actually, I gotta test this. Oh yeah, there we go. Was kind of hoping he'd fall off. Nice. All right, let's actually move. We're gonna move this entire actor here. How do I move the entire thing? I don't just want to move the spline. I don't have to select all. Wait, no, that would be stupid, right? No, all of these are on a spline. How the heck do I just want to. Wait. Yeah, wait. Oh. Why is the whole thing. Okay, now it's all selected. So who cares? Not me. That's for sure. I just need to know how to manipulate things, not how they really work. Okay. So something like that. And then this bit, I'm going to move it over here. Okay, how the heck do I scooch it correctly? Oh, you know what? You know what's not a bad idea is here, we're going to go back to this mode for a second. I'm going to make a ramp. I don't want to make a ramp. Basically, we can make this bridge go down a little bit and then have a stairs leading up. So how would I do that? How would I do that? How would I do? How would I do that? Wait, I just want to. Uh-oh. Unreal Engine is not showing up on that. Okay. Now it's showing up on stream. That's good. Add ramp. Okay, that's not at all what I wanted. Okay, I think I get it. So this is one endpoint. So that's the center of the top or bottom, and then this is the center of the other side. Okay, I just want you to go down. So if I did that, actually, I'm going to select this. The widget on this is so weird. It's like it's hard to select. I can't even. Why can't I see the red arrow? Okay. And then. Okay, Unreal Engine is not showing up on OBS again. Love that. Glad you guys can't see what I'm doing. and then it teleported. Yeah, when I press Control Z, that makes OBS freak out a little bit. Not sure why. But yeah. Oh, wherever I click, that's the other endpoint. Okay. That might be why it's freaking out a little bit. Okay, what if I add ramp now? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, let's select this. And we can move this spline over to here. Okay. I can't really make it tilt. Why can't I make it tilt? Okay, we need to switch back to landscape. We need to sculpt a little bit more. So let's make some decent fall off. Let's turn down the noise scale. Yeah, I just pressed Control Z again and it makes. Wait, hold up. Let me try it again. Yeah, it just makes. It just makes it freak out. I don't know why it does that to OBS. I apologize if that's been happening on other streams. I have not noticed that. What the heck? Okay, anyways. We need to make like some supporting spikes for this bridge, okay? So I'm gonna make one right there. Actually, oh, it's a little too much. Oh, that's like perfect. That's really good. Actually, maybe even right. Control Z makes it bug out. Love that. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't want to manually undo my mistake every time. Hold on, we're gonna fix this right now. We're gonna fix this right now. Control Z in UE5 makes OBS black. Okay. Hold on. I have an idea. It might be because of the type of application that Unreal Engine is, and I'm using game capture in OBS, so that might be it. Well, let's do a test. Just a flash. That's it. Well, that's better. Okay. We are gonna smooth. Oh, we are not gonna smooth very well, are we? Brush size. Let's just turn this all down majorly. Let's turn that up a little bit. Let's turn this up a tiny bit. Oh man, that is just really, really sensitive. Okay. All right. Like, I just want to make. I want to make this meet it. Okay, what if I make it like right? Man, it's just so choppy. Okay, maybe we set it for 150. Okay, what if we set it for 200? And I try to apply it. Oh, we need to turn up the fall off a ton as well. No, it's very silly. Smooth at the center and sharp at the edge. Okay, maybe if I try erosion, that'll work better. Nah. Holy moly. Okay, maybe I'll try something else instead of using the landscape tool, because that is taking way too long. Oh, speaking of, I'll probably use some erosion over there. That's not great. Brush size. We don't need to do that. Let's use our noise tool again. And we're gonna add some more spikes. Probably just add like one more spike in here. Turn up the strength more. And I'm gonna increase the noise scale a lot to make it less sharp at the top. Never mind, it doesn't really work that much. Okay. All right, that's not bad. Now I'm gonna add some rocks here. And see if we can't smooth that out. And actually that guy. item has been modified. Right. Okay. We're actually going to, whoops, increase the size by a few scales. We need to make some rails like we have over here. Speaking of, I wanna play from here. What's it? I made this bit over here. I really like that. Although we gotta fix this bit really badly. Let's see, landscape, left escape, no. That would be, okay, this is bridge lower section because upper section starts with this tower all the way up there. Okay. I want to give the impression that this tower has like sunk into the landscape a little bit. So I'm gonna sculpt up a little bit. Actually, I might add some noise. Let's turn the brush size down. We're just gonna add, turn up that. Or maybe it's not like sunk into it, but maybe it's built into it. Okay, anyways. We're gonna switch back to select mode. I want to bring this down. Bring this in. Wait, what happens if I increase the scale? Well, that happens, I guess. Huh. Weird. Okay, it just increases the scale of the whole object. Well, that's kind of good to know, I suppose. I'm actually gonna move this out. I, huh. Okay. I just want to make this more flush with it, and it doesn't really seem to be working. Yeah, it just never really. Okay, that looks right. That looks good. That's not too bad. Hmm. Can move it like this. Hmm. I just don't like how it tapers. Like, oh, it just looks so gross. I don't know how to stop that though. Yeah, maybe I just need to have it be like that, even if it sticks out at an odd angle. I'll just have to deal with it. Okay, so in here I'm gonna add some rubble. Ooh, actually, lower section. Okay, so we are on lower section. Almost forgot which tower started it. Hmm. So let's go back to this. I'm gonna flatten that out a little bit. Let's decrease the brush size. We're gonna lower. Why can't I lower? Come on. Come on. Oh, that was pretty good. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. Maybe we do a little bit lower than that. That's actually good. I'm gonna leave it. I'm not feeling like any lower is gonna be any better. So maybe we smooth a little bit though. Yeah, why does it always like really it just depresses it so much? I don't want it to be so drastic. The problem is that this landscape component, like this entire thing, this entire mesh, it's not really three-dimensional. It's it's a two-dimensional component being squeezed into a three-dimensional space. And that you can describe it that way because I can't like go here and pull it out this way. I can't pull it out to the side. I can only pull it up and down in two dimensions, right? So that's the only way it can really be transformed. Now, translationally, you can move it up, down, left, right, forward, and backwards. But as far as actually, modifying the mesh, can't really change it. Hmm. Huh. Hmm. Interesting. That's unique. So I try to drag out that one. What did I even try to drag out? Enter. Why can't I can't select it. Oh, wait, was it because I was in landscape mode? Yeah, okay. Whoops. Let's move it over this way. What's the scale of that? It's 4. Okay, then we're gonna increase this to 4 as well. And wow, it doesn't fit that well, does it? Huh, how about that? Okay, I'm gonna turn off translational snapping because I want to try to fit this on here. Honestly, it kind of makes sense for this to be turned around. If I turn that around, can I still fit through here? Okay, I can still fit through. Okay, this needs to be moved a little bit. Okay, we want to put some rubble below. I'm going to put a broken wall there. But we're going to increase it by 4 because that's kind of the scale we're going for. So we're going to put that right there. We're going to put some debris there. That's actually pretty big. Not sure if we'll put it there for now. How does it look if I'm playing from here? How does that look? Also, why can I go through it? The collision on this is weird. What the heck? Okay. I'm gonna move this right there. You know, one thing I wish I could do is move the. I wish the entire bridge was a spline instead of having the bridge ground be separate from the bridge sides. It's definitely very weird. This one we're gonna change that out. I'm gonna copy that location, but I'm gonna put in. I'm gonna put this in right there. We're gonna increase that. I'm gonna paste the location. And actually, I might stick something on top of that. Or you know what? Let's put some dead trees around there. I'm gonna rotate it a little bit to give it that wind blown effect, and I'm gonna turn it around because the wind would be blowing from the sea, right? So let's move that there. You know what? Just for funsies, let's give this some. Let's give that some rotation. And then right below, in the landscaping cliffs. Yeah, actually, hold up. The landscaping cliffs, I've just got a really good idea. We're gonna put, let's see, let's flatten. One thing I don't like about the landscape tool is that when you switch between these, it will keep the brush size, and it will keep things like tool strength, brush size, and fall off, which I don't really always want. I'm not really sure why it does that. It's kind of annoying. Okay, let's remove the fall off completely. And I'm gonna add some fall off. Sculpt. Okay, we're still in landscape and cliffs. I want to add, let's see. That's enter full, that's enter broke. You know what, actually, maybe we, yeah, let's go to right here. Wait. I think that's supposed to be part of upper section. Yep. So we're actually going to delete that. We're going to go upper section because that's what this was supposed to be originally. Level. Create level instance. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to move it to a different level. Move to exits. No, that's not it. That ain't it. Okay. Enter. Yeah, so I want to make an enter broken. That's an upper section. That's good, good. I don't understand why this is called enter. It doesn't really look that much like an entrance. It looks more like a crenel. Maybe we turn that around like that. And then I want to make it look like there's a piece of the tower that's fallen off and it's fallen over into the depths below. So I want to try to find a good piece. Well, first of all, we can outside the bounds of the current level. No, I don't want that. I'll put it right there. Okay, so I want a piece of wall that's in there. Maybe just slightly in there, you know? Not really fully. Okay, let's rotate that. We need a big tower piece. Those can't be the only ones. Yeah, right here. This is what I'm looking for. Okay. Yeah, so right there. Okay, now let's increase the size by 4 times. Excellent. What if I simulate physics with that? Simulate physics with this. And then I... Wait, hold on, I want to simulate. I don't understand. These rocks just don't have collision for some reason. Okay, weird. Something with the AI. Not my department, not my problem. I was at Caribou earlier today, and I don't really get drinks, let alone coffee. But I got this energy drink from Caribou, and it kind of just tastes like Red Bull. Like it just tastes like they took a Red Bull flavor or something. I don't even know. Red Bull doesn't have flavors, does it? I don't think that they don't have flavors. They don't have that. Pretty sure they don't. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Okay, this does not. I don't understand why that does not have collision. So weird. Anyway, landscape mode. Let's make a big chunk right in the center here. Okay, we don't really want that much fall off. Actually, we don't want any fall off. And then brush size. We're actually going to make it quite big. then we're going to use flatten to... We're actually going to do both. We're going to do both with this one. My gosh, that is way too big. That's way too small. This one's just right. Oh. Let's actually just raise. I think that's the move. That's smooth. And there's going to be some kind of aqueduct there. I gotta remember to save more frequently, because that freeze up that just happened now kind of scared me. I'm hoping that does not happen again. Okay, let's flatten. And let's add some stoniness here. In fact, let's add some noise over here. Man, those stairs are really long. It's kind of good looking though, not gonna lie. Kind of looks good. Okay. Bridge, upper section. Okay, let's go to upper section and go here. And let's push this into the ground. Yeah, maybe we put it right there. I mean, there's plenty of space anyway. Okay, let's add some pillars. I wonder what the best way to support this bridge is. Outside the bound. What are you talking about? What do you mean outside the bounds of the current level? What does that even mean? Also, what even happened there? What? Okay, let's flatten that. Okay, you know what? Let's actually smooth it. Smooth it more. Oh, well, I really let's raise it a bit. Okay. Okay, that gap is kind of cool. I like that. Never mind. Screw that gap. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, that's good. Um, and hopefully nobody drops there. That would be bad. Let's go to there. Yeah, I don't know why my character just falls through that rock. Let me check to see if I have a collision on that rock. I believe it's... Actually, I think it was this one. Yep, that was right. Okay, let's apply a collision to this. You know, I kind of wonder if you're working on a project with somebody else, I wonder, like, depending on your work size, your workload size, I wonder what is a good benchmark for how often you should commit. Because I find that the less often I commit, the more problems I have. I feel like if I committed every hour, then things would be more okay. That's that's uh that's the conclusion that I've reached from my experiences with source control. Otherwise, it's just really bad. I just always run into problems. Okay, let's move. Whoops. Oh, I almost forgot. I should add bumpiness to this. And speaking of bumpiness, I should hmm. I should really be working with the landscape first, right? Probably. To make sure that the rock formations down here are natural, because that's kind of what the bridges depend on. My idea is that the people, they look at the rock formations and then they design their supports around that, because that's all that there is to support this castle. Bridge base 2. Okay, let's go back down to lower section and let's add that right there. Oh wow, this is did not like that freeze up. I did not like that. Okay, let's move this below. This one's actually large as it is. Wow, this is really big. Okay, I think I'll put that right there. And then bridge column. Hold up, I'm gonna I'm going to copy this location and I'm going to paste it there. So theoretically, it's right underneath. I'm going to take the rotation as well. Copied it there. Paste. Okay. That's not bad. Let's actually turn on snapping. What if I turn... Hmm. Hmm. Let's turn it by 15 degrees. Oh, whoops, we forgot to turn on snapping. Hmm. Okay, that doesn't look terrible. Let's add some rocks beneath it, though. I don't want this to be too much. Okay, let's look for a rock assortment. I'm thinking we do something with these two bodies of sea stacks. Okay, let's put that beneath it. Yeah, maybe I should actually use this. Control Shift W, is that what? Oh, I have no idea what the widget reflector does. Oh, it changes app. Oh, perfect. Even better. Uh, honestly, I I know it's like kind of boomery of me to do that, but I'm gonna leave it at 1.25. I thought you had to go to settings to do that. I didn't know you could use a shortcut. That's kind of cool. Get right about there, maybe. We increase the size by a crap ton. Okay, let's increase the size of that. Okay, let's translate that over. Oh man, this just feels really weak. I don't know. Okay, let's try to patch things up a little bit. Um, Also, this is way too big. Okay, let's set that back. There we go. Can increase the brush size. Yeah, we need to give it a lot of support here. Um, okay, we need to increase that to make that more believable. Increase the support. Okay, that's a little bit better. And then we can increase that right there. Uh, you know what? I'm gonna go with it. Let's see if we can work with that. That ain't too bad. You know what? Let's actually smooth that. Oh, you know what? Yeah. I just realized. I think I kind of trailed off when I was talking about how your landscape is two-dimensional, not three-dimensional. The reason I brought that up in the first place was I was frustrated with not being able to smooth this more accurately. But the reason that this is so sharp in the first place is because there's only two vertices right there. And so when you smooth, it's not going to create additional vertices to make that curved, right? All smoothing does is it takes the vertices that the brush encompasses and it changes the relationship between them, which means usually decreasing their height. So like right here, single tap, boom, goes all the way down. And actually I kind of agree with that. I think that's better. Yeah, that's definitely better right there. Whoops. We're actually going to erode. Man, the strength is just crazy on this. Let's turn that down a lot. Yeah, so we don't want it as spiky as possible, I guess. And I don't think we can't change the distance, the horizontal distance between the vertices. That's another thing that makes making spikes difficult. Um, let's add some erosion. Add a little bit there. Let's actually add some noise. Whoops. I want it to add. I don't want it to subtract. Oh, whoops. I turned down my tool strength. Yeah, again, I don't like that. I don't like that tool strength transitioning over. That's just very annoying to have to constantly switch back. Okay, anyways. Now we're going to take it all the way down and then smooth it out. Nope. Take it down even more because I had it more precise there, right? Uh, mm, okay, let's actually add some noise up here. Turn down the noise scale a ton. Turn up the tool strength. Nope. Turn that down. We want to do both. I want to kind of create some texture on this part. And this should actually be in landscaping glyphs. Working with the landscape right now. Both tool strength, brush size, brush fall off. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the lower section. And okay, I wanna finish one more little feature before I call it quits for today. Or at least for now. Um, I think this part right here is pretty good. I think I'll probably leave this. Although I might actually. Yeah, see, I wish I could select this and select this spline, but I can't. I don't know how to do that. I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna just duplicate that spline. I'm gonna move it over here. Yeah, but yeah, I wanna be able to rotate this because I want it to be lopsided, but it is not letting me do that. I want to make it look like the bricks are shifting a little bit, but whatever. Guess that it's just not gonna work. Wait, there's a spline there. Wait, look. I can duplicate that. I want to move this down just a little bit. Yeah, let's make it a little bit uneven. And then this. Whoa. Let's not snap with that. Okay, I like how that's kind of crooked. And then we can add pillar, a column, bridge column, broken arch, iron decoration, column circle. We can. Where did it go? Okay, they're just gone. Anyways, but the goal is I want to get this one looking nice. This one right here. I don't know why that disappeared. I must have accidentally put it back inside the content drawer. And This is like meant to be supporting the stairs, but now it's broken. So we're gonna have that there. And then actually we can just do that. Move that out a little bit. But yeah, after this, I wanna maybe we could do some Blender. I'm not mentally prepared for Blender actually. I think tomorrow we'll probably do some Blender then though, because I haven't touched that in a hot second. Okay, we need some more interesting shadows in here because we kind of got this big blob that I want to cut up. You know, let's make a broken section of wall. Let's add a right there, perfect. Okay, let's quadruple that size. Oops. Move that in. Kind of fits there pretty well, actually. Not gonna lie. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I like that. That's not too bad. Let's add. I feel like we just need a couple more things to break that up. Maybe we add this iron crossbeam. So we should probably make that even bigger. Let's make it even bigger. I want it to like stretch across. It's like a support beam for the wood floor that's no longer there. That's what I want it to be like. Beautiful. Love it. Actually, let me slide this down a little bit. Oh, that's nice. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, we just need to. Oh, this is such a terrible collision mesh on the rock. I can't go back now, so that's something. Okay, I'm gonna put this one down a little bit lower because that's kind of rubble. And then I'm gonna press Alt 3 so I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Wish there was a shortcut to switch that, or to toggle it rather. Hmm. Maybe we add another piece of debris. I'm actually going to replace this with steel 2. Hold up. Let's see. Second, no. That's fine. That's good. No, we can leave it at that. This right here, I want to add a little bit of a centerpiece to that. Okay, let's add something under there. And then here, actually, I want to add another column. But instead of going that way, it's just going to be going through, almost going through this window. Okay. It's right there. Actually, it would make more sense if it was back even a little bit more. And then tilt it down. Okay, I can't really see where the edges are, so I'm gonna use this. Actually gonna, whoops. Move that forward. Then move that down. And man, this is why I wish there was like a settle feature in Unreal Engine. I just want to settle this object so it balances between whatever point it falls on there and there. But I can't quite find out what that is. And that's what I call good enough. I couldn't care. I actually do care. But I'm going to pretend I don't for the sake of my sanity. Holy crap, otherwise I'm going to spend forever on this. Okay, is this interesting enough to pass through? And also, actually, hold up. Need to smooth this out a little bit better. And just move it just a little bit like that, just so it's not too neat looking. Okay, now let's add a slab right there. Oh, good. It went exactly where I didn't want it to go. That's amazing. I mean, why would I want it to go where it needs to be? That would be ridiculous. Okay. Something like that there. Actually, if it's kind of buried in the floor a little bit, it does give it the impression that it's broken. So that's not terrible. It's not a terrible idea to do that. But I want to put something in there to block the light, because I don't want light getting through. Okay. I'm going to put that in there. Okay, let's add another cube there. Give it some rotation. Okay, right about there. Okay, I feel like this is fairly interesting to pass through. But also, wait, hold up. Hold on. I want to make a little stepping stone. So the player cannot go up the stairs. Okay. They can't quite go up the stairs. Okay, but we can see all that stuff, and we can still pass through. Okay, that's not too bad. Wish I knew how much to increase the player's step height by. Okay, I think I'm gonna decrease that just a little bit. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm gonna move this over. Okay, let's set the pivot offset here. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay. And we still got some interesting shadows here. We have like 4 separate bodies. I guess that kind of counts as a light body. And then we have this up here. But let's see if we can play. And I did remove the jump functionality. Hold up, let's add a little bit more. Maybe nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to select that. I don't want to actually play. Right, it's over here. Wait, why couldn't I? Wait, hold up. For some reason I couldn't. Okay, never mind. It's fine now. Okay, for some reason I can't step up there. Really feel like I should be able to, but I can't. Man, what the heck even is my step height? It's just terrible. I can step up there, but that's barely anything. Okay. I think I'm gonna be done. So let's see, what shall we call this? We're gonna let's see. We worked on the landscape and bridge. So we worked on landscape and lower and upper bridge sections. And then what else do we do? I don't think we did anything else. And then we're gonna push. Sorry, I know this is off screen and you can't see at all what's going on. I'll be done in a second. Pull. Merge. And then we're gonna rebase. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna close it. Then I'm gonna reopen it. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to that level. Let's see how it looks. It's in levels. Okay, let's see what he did. That scared me a little bit. Okay, he added some stuff. This is kind of cool. This is like some meat. Got a little fire going there. Sleeping quarters. Uh, okay, I think we're gonna be done with that. Whoops. Don't look at my desktop. Don't you dare. How could you? Wait, is there anything that's actually... Nah. How could there be? Well, actually, maybe one possible future Easter egg, but... Okay, anyways. Uh... Hmm. Deep... Ooh. Oh, we are gonna do... this right here. gosh. It's so loud. Options. Wall running mode, manual, automatic. Walls are auto-detected. I really feel like this game was made in Unreal Engine. I really feel like it was. Could be completely wrong. But I don't think I am. Given the fonts and just the overall feel of it. Also, some of the assets. I'm not sure which one is right for me, but I'm just going to use that. I'm going to use that one, actually. Oh, stride auto jump. Enable cheats. Why would I want cheats on? Press/hold to pick up a slot. Oh, okay. Whatever. I'm gonna try something. Okay. Ah, man, I missed. I'm trying to complete this whole course. Oh my gosh. It's so hard to grab onto some of these pole bars because it's so dark. Why? I'm pressing shift. I don't know why it's not letting me go up. Because when you're hanging from a bar, it's supposed to... Yeah, like that. I don't know why I typed it before. Whatevs. Don't hit. All good. Honestly, I hope this game does well, though. This is, it's got a lot of, okay. It's got some things to work on. I think a big thing is, it's pretty easy unless you try to do challenges like this. But the movement is just really well done. Oh! Okay. I think the checkpoint system is a little bit weird as well. It just feels a little goofy. Okay. I don't think... I'm pretty sure I didn't play the, oh, okay. I don't think I played this level on stream. Maybe I did. I might have done that. But I think I filled out the survey, and some of the feedback I gave them was, I know that there's supposed to be multiple ways to complete a level, but some of these ways just feel too easy. Like it's way too easy to get on the rooftops and be like, wow, now I see everything, you know? Like this being able to run on the rooftops should be, I don't know, there's something about that noise just hurts my soul. It tells me that there's a predator approaching. That's what it tells me. Oh, okay. yeah, getting on the rooftops should be a really rare experience. You know, it should be like one that's hard fought for. And, it's just way too easy to get up. Oh my gosh. I really want to get up there. Yeah, and also another thing I think I said was there needs to be way more verticality. Like, I don't want to feel like just like I'm going across. I want to feel like I'm ascending and descending the depths and the heights. Respectively. Okay, let's get this jump. Boop. Nice. There we go. Excellent. I think, again, I can't remember if I played this on stream or not. Okay. But there's some parts that just feel really awkward, like they're not supposed to be parkoured on. Man, that part's... Okay, I did not notice this part before, admittedly. Okay. Yeah, and another thing is, not every part needs to be super fast-paced, you know? Like, that bridge, or this bit right here, is a good example. You can kind of just take your time. Doesn't need to be a speed run. I think the fact that it's kind of like a darkly, or relatively dark tunnel that kind of encourages that attitude for me. Ruh-roh. Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I'm trying to... Okay. Yep. Yeah, and I think, like, the fact that you have to click to grab the bar, I do like that, actually. I was gonna say I don't, but it actually does make sense, even though it's pretty difficult sometimes. I feel like maybe there should be a more forgiving window for grabbing it, but who's to say? Who's to say? I'm gonna see if I can grab this down here. Nope. Like, how do you even... Okay. Oh, okay. Somehow I made it there. Yeah, like I said, the checkpoints are just really weird. Oh. This feels like something I'd be able to get up to. Nice. That was satisfying right there. I like that. Am I supposed to swing from this all the way over to there? What am I supposed to do with that? Oh my gosh. No. Yeah, there's no way. Right? There's... How could I do that? Ooh. I can slide over, though. Man. Oh, another thing is how... Wait. I wonder if I'm swinging from a bar... Oh, I can switch sides with Q. Okay. And you can kind of regain your momentum. It doesn't really feel like I'm gaining my momentum. Like this feels very choppy. It goes boom, 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 boom. See, it's kind of like moving with a stutter a little bit. Oh, did you see that? That was pretty good. That was fun. You know, and speaking of movement games, I think I might, I think today I have a video that I might record of a game. It's a play test. There's another play test. I already joined the Discord. Yeah, if you like movement games at all, or even if you don't like movement games, like I personally don't play that much in the way of like parkour or movement games. Give this a try, because it's, at least as it is, it's got a pretty low skill requirement, which makes it enjoyable for now. I think it could be more, well, it doesn't make it enjoyable for it to be low skill level, but if you haven't played them before, you might like this one, because it's not a hefty requirement. That's not what I meant to do at all. You know, yeah, I really wish that these buildings were taller. That would really accentuate well with the flooded... what is this called? The flooded city? Yeah. Honestly, I can't wait to see what new maps they add. This is very cool. Oh yeah, and this is the starting area. I wonder if I can... Whoops. Hold up. I can get up there, okay. Gosh, climbing up a wall like that makes my back muscles tense in real life. I wonder, there's no way to get up there, is there? Yeah, I think it's like this this asset right here that makes me think it's Unreal Engine. So what the heck is this back here? This is kind of cool. Okay. I know I can use crouch to break my fall a little bit, and I can also grab the wall. That works. What the heck is this? Okay, it's nothing. It's nothing. I love the wall jumping. That's very satisfying. After a while of jumping between two walls, you kind of lose momentum. But other than that, it's pretty cool. Look at those clouds too. Honestly, the aesthetic in this game is it's quite lovely. Oh my gosh. Wait, I just lost health from what? What even is that? Oh, there's an invisible wall here I can... Oh, I wonder if I can get in there somehow. Oh, I can keep climbing up it, I guess. Interesting, interesting. Very, very interesting. I wonder if I can... That's cool. Oh, I'm just noticing the sky. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, anyways. I think we might end it there. I'll probably work on the level later today, but... Okay, let's see. What's our schedule for tomorrow? 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Be there or be square. Well, that was actually some good work. That was some good work. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. And like I said, tomorrow we'll be streaming from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Probably going to be doing some... Well, I don't even know. That's too far in the future. Hopefully doing some Unreal Engine. Actually, I did say Blender. We might be doing some Blender. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Farewell.